Good morning, dear student. How are you today? Hope you're fine and safe all the time. Today we are going to continue our activity 5, the last idea in this activity. Let's start. So the last idea it's about the cytotoxic T cell or the T killer cell that it is it is from the specific immune response, and we're going to know its characteristics. So as you see here, the cytotoxic T cell bind to the infected cell. Here we have the cytotoxic T cell. It contains a receptors here, and here we have the infected cell. So this cell is our cell, our body cell. هيدي cell موجودة بجسمنا but it is infected يعني مصابة by a virus or bacteria. So هيدي السل مريضة ونحن المفروض نتخلص منها، ما لازم تضلها هيدي السل موجودة وهي مريضة. So this cytotoxic T cell will bind to the self-non-self complex. Okay, let's start. Let us know what we mean by self and non-self complex. Our cells في عندهم antigens موجودين على الممبرين of it. هيدول الانتيجين يلي لونه اخضر it's self قلنا، بينما هيدا المثلث هيدي البكتيريا او الفيروس يلي موجودة inside the cell وموجودة ومعلقة كمان وين؟ معلقة على الانتيجين يلي موجود برا. So بتيجي هيدي السيتوتوكسيك تي سيل تي ليمفوسايت، بتيجي هيدي السيتوتوكسيك تي وبتعمل بايند. شايفين كيف بتعلق على البكتيريا اللي هي شكلها مثل التريانجل مثل المثلث، وبقلب هيدي السيتوتوكسيك تي سيل في poison أو سم. هيدا السم اسمه perforin molecule. شايفينهم هون اللي لونهم أحمر؟ هودي السم that will be released. okay؟ يعني تاني شي perforin make holes in the infected cell membrane and enzyme enter. شايفين يا مس؟ the enzyme will enter، هيدا perforin will enter into the infected cell. عبر شو؟ via what؟ via a hole، حفرة أو فتحة. اللي عمل هذه الفتحة هو البرفورين enzyme that can promote apoptosis or cell death. So this cell that is infected will undergo a process called apoptosis. What do you mean by apoptosis? It's a cell death. يعني this cell will be die by the perforin that are released by the T lymphocyte. So the infected cell is destroyed. As you see here, the infected cell die while the T lymphocyte unbind the infected cell and go to the other infected cell in order to release this perforin and kill it. Okay, so the T lymphocyte التي lymphocyte يا مس ما بتلقط بكتيريا، بتلقط cells مصابين بالبكتيريا، وهودي السيلز our cells يعني خلايانا نحن. شو اللي بتعمله؟ انه هي بتعلق على السل وبتفرز انزيم اسمه بيرفورين. هيدا الانزيم بيخلي السل هيدي تعمل بروسس اسمها apoptosis. لازم نحفظها هيدي البروسس اللي هي cell death، يعني بنخلي هيدي السل كلها تموت. Okay, so these are the steps of the functioning of the T lymphocyte. Cytotoxic T cell bind to the infected cell, perforin make a hole in the infected cell membrane, and enzyme enter. Infected cell is destroyed. It will be die. Okay, so here we go. We are going to describe this process or document 2 The cytotoxic T lymphocyte bind the infected cell by the self-non-self complex. Here we have the self and non-self complex. Then perforin is released to make hole in the infected cell's membrane, and the enzymes enter to promote apoptosis or the cell death. After that, the infected cell is destroyed. Here we have a summary for our lesson. We have the external medium, foreign bodies, أجسام غريبة, bacteria, virus, fungi, allograft, toxins, سموم. هيدي ممكن يفوتوا على جسمنا. أول دفاع, first defense line, it's the natural barrier that our God create, like the skin, الجلد. الدفاع الأول, الدموع, tears, mucus, المخاط, saliva, اللعاب, earwax, شمع الأذن, nasal secretion, okay, مخاط الأنف. The second defense line, يعني الدفاع الثاني, we have the non-specific immune response, the cells of the macrophage and the granulocyte, if you remember, that engulf the bacteria, يلي بيبلعوا البكتيريا by the process called the phagocytosis. And the third defense line, it's called the specific immune response, and it's done by two cells, B and T lymphocyte. The B lymphocytes, it humoral mediate the specific immune response. It is activated by the antigen. أكيد هذا الانتيجين will promote the plasmocyte to increase in number and secrete antibodies in order to neutralize the antigen. And we have a memory B lymphocyte that remember the shape of the antigen or the bacteria or the virus for the next infection. بيكونوا بعدهم مذاكرين شكل الفيروس عشان إذا مرة تانية نصبنا فيه يكون موجود في عنا دفاع in our body اللي هو الميموري B lymphocyte. وهيدا يا تيتشر الميموري B lymphocyte مثل اللقاح يلي رح ناخده in the other lectures. Here we go, we have the T lymphocyte. It's a cellular mediated specific immune response. It is activation by the antigen. هيدا الانتيجين اللي هو بكتيريا أو فيروس أو ما بعرف شو. We have a killer T lymphocyte that will destroy the antigen by a direct flight or by the release of the perforin, as we see in our lecture, and undergo the process of apoptosis, or it destroy the cell, the infected cell. And also we have a memory T lymphocyte that will also remember the shape of the bacteria or the virus that enters our body. And the memory T and B lymphocyte, as I told you, is very important for the future infection. Okay?